Sometimes TJ will go out and he will not call, he will not tell me. I'll wake up the next morning at 8 a.m. and realize that he hasn't been in the house. At that point, I'm not even angry that maybe he's with another woman. At that point, I'm even just scared for his safety. Is he alive? I'll be calling his phone frantically. Not because I want to find out that he's been with another woman, but because I want to even just make sure that you didn't go and drink and drive and then get into an accident. I'm even praying that let him even be with another woman, so at least I know that he's alive, that he didn't get into an accident.
Right guys, welcome back to the second half of the program. In case you missed the first half, we are talking about Tiwa Savage and T-Bills, her husband, whose saga over the past few days has rocked the Nigerian music industry like nothing ever has done before. Now, on the first half, we talked about the fact that Tiwa Savage's husband, T-Bills, accused her of cheating on him he mentioned not one but three names on Jazzy, Dr. Seed and Two-Face. But Tiwa had a comeback for that. Check this out.
The F word that you were sleeping with Jazzy, Dr. Seed, Two-Face. What's the relationship with them?
I will say, for the record, I have never cheated on my husband. Never. Not with Don Jazzy, not with Dr. Sid, not with Two-Face, not with anybody. And I'm willing to take a lie detector test for that.
So, Andy, Mr. T-Bills supporter, T-Bills can never do no wrong. What have you got to say to that?
Well, if you notice, the question was in the present tense, and the answer was in the past tense. Well, if you're doubting me, you can check the video, put it on repeat or whatever. You understand that the question and the answer don't match. But it's alright. I don't have much to say about that. I'll leave it on that. You go sick.
You know, I really don't have time for you and your conspiracy theories. Seriously. Guys, moving on very swiftly. Lots of celebrities have got a lot to say about their own, well, they've given their own take on the whole situation. And listen to this.
Meanwhile, actor and TV presenter Uti Nwachukwu had this to say. The insensitivity, hypocrisy and downright judgmental attitude displayed about the T-Bills and Tiwa issue is utterly disgusting and extremely heart-wrenching. First, I've overheard and read comments from different people having the audacity to choose sides. Wow, who made you judge and jury? He further goes on to say, none of you will ever know what it feels like to walk in the shoes of Tiwa or T-Bills. None. So hold your peace and discuss behind closed doors. Meanwhile, OAP Freeze, aka Daddy Freeze of Cool FM, took to his Instagram to tell Tiwa about how she could possibly have ended TJ's world. He says, who is now going to hire, work with, or have any business dealings with an unstable, adulterous, fraudulent cocaine sniffer who cannot manage money and has his priorities misplaced? Whether you like it or not, that is what this interview has delineated him to be. Prolific director and producer Charles Novia said this in a statement. Seems to me that the basic idea was to pull a fast Olivia Popish on the scandal. I don't know if a professional PR person was involved with the packaging, but it was tacky. Tiwa, looking humble and contrite with a scarf and a t-shirt, only demystified her brand more. There are more visually acceptable ways of projecting the diva side of the story. He said much more, making references to Toke Makinwa's great handling of her marital problems, the comical farce regarding edible catering, as well as some dubious legality of the marriage with a reception that took place in Dubai. Charles Novia ended his rant by saying, oh, and if T-Bills was really hovering around the Lekki Ikoyi Bridge as reported for a suicide swim, dude's likely to see any bathtub as a river after he watches that video. Legendary musician Charlie Boy, aka Area Father, also took to his Instagram, and this is what he had to say. I must confess that my heart breaks a little each time I read here about celebrities who self-destruct because they couldn't handle fame. Commenting on people's private lives is no-go area for me, but when celebrities wash their dirty linen in public, I owe my reading fans to comment on trending news and issues. He says, T-Bills and Tiwa Savage, una for my hand no be small. Una no know say mutual respect is non-negotiable for marriage. Why ye una self for public like this? Meanwhile, veteran actress Kate Henshaw took to Twitter in a question and answer session with her fans. She said, who started unwarranted talk? everybody is allowed few minutes of madness. You don't trash me and expect silence. She also says, in a show of solidarity to Tiwa Savage, whole calling and denigrate my mum? No, 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 no. No deal. Meanwhile, Afrobeat sensation Two-Face, who incidentally is also one of the men that T-Bills accused Tiwa of cheating on him with, had this to say on his Twitter account. I am so disgusted at some people that have been making distasteful jokes out of real people's life heartbreaking predicament. God forgive you.
Right, guys, I mean, it's good to see celebrities come out either in defense or, support of one of the victims, should I say victims? But some of the celebrities were very, very vocal, including Utimwachuku, Charles Novia, what's the other one? Freeze. Ketenshaw, yes. And actually, yes, I like Ketenshaw and what she said, because she's all for, she's my kind of girl. I mean, the kind of thing she said included things like, you don't expect to diss my mom and I'll go quiet on you. You don't expect to start a fight and I wouldn't say anything back at you. I agree completely. I think she's right,
Yeah, she's right. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, I'm feeling that. But there's some people that shouldn't even be saying nothing, like Paul of P Square. Seriously.
Why?
Man, they've been putting, he did say that, that you shouldn't put everything or your private stuff out there. You shouldn't make it public.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that for the last 3 years. I'm tired of them fighting and breaking up and getting back together.
True, but they have been very public, haven't they? But then maybe they're talking from a personal point of view, having gone through it themselves. They're not advising people not to do the same thing.
He was talking to Peter. I think he's learned his lesson. He was talking to Peter. Ouch. But it's alright.
I'm done. I am done.
Right, Angie, let's take a last look at this, right? I need to know, what do you think was the main aim of this video, right? What do you think she was gunning for? And do you think there's a comeback from this, from all this saga?
I don't know. The thing is, Andy, we've seen over and over again that, scandals happen and people will come back from it, sometimes a lot stronger. For some reason, I think we're just a generation of scandal lovers. The more scandal there is, the more we're like, oh my God, this is interesting. And meanwhile, it makes more people click on Tiwa Savage's video. And she's just striking up.
Well, these days, man, any publicity is a publicity, it doesn't really go wrong.
No, but
I mean, the comeback for me is putting things right, I think it would take a bigger person to admit that they've made a mistake. So I think that would be a good start. And just trying to put things right for that little person. I keep going there because, when you have a child involved in a relationship, some stuff about you has to die. True. You have to understand that little person's going to be affected by what you put out there. So just put something right so that they will see and know, okay, right, I made a mistake. I don't know if they come together and apologize, then they'll stay good parents to the little one.
Yeah. For me personally, I think that Tiwa and T-Bill should definitely get somebody to talk to. I mean, here in the West, they would say go and talk to a shrink, a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever. I think, in the absence of that, maybe speak to a pastor, a priest, somebody who, you look up to, that you can get good advice from, who are also very objective in their advice to you, and, try and work things out. Because you can't love somebody and then turn around and hate them this much on both sides. So my advice would be, come together, find somebody who's objective that you can listen to and get them to give you good advice. But in all, I wish you the best.
Yeah. Guys, unfortunately, that's all we got time for. To see the full video and Tiwa Savage interview, visit our YouTube channel or Facebook page. And on more updates on the Tiwa Savage situation, you can visit our social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And we'll catch you right back at the same time. Yeah?
What is edible?
Alright, guys, we'll see you same time next week.
Who's edible?
Bye. 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 Bye.